Hello, this is Clementine from Visions of Atlantis, and you're watching CMS TV.
I always saw him when somebody I wanted to see was opening for him. Or somebody got me free tickets like Rock and Randy. Rock and Randy getting the free tickets and then sneaking us backstage as only he can.
Right. Come on, dude. Come on.
Dude, just watch this. Dude, I'll still never forget it. The reunion tour. We literally slinked our way backstage with no passes, with a photo pass. One
Right.
photo pass.
Right.
We get backstage. Randy grabs a tray, like a rolling tray.
Yeah.
And just rolled along, and I walked behind him, and we just walked all the way into the dressing room areas with this tray, and it looked like we were like delivering food or something. Randy just knows how to do it.
Yeah.
He gets backstage and he's perfectly comfortable, and he's fine with getting thrown out too.
Right.
Which is the other thing, he doesn't care if he gets tossed. Where he's a master. I've never seen anybody with that ability to get backstage more than Randy. It's
right.
Crazy weird.
Yeah. Just look like you belong here.
Yeah. Well, and you remember Randy used to roll with a hook with like 4,000 laminates on it.
Yeah.
And all of it was to bullshit.
Right.
All of it was, his lick 'em and stick 'em or liquor and sticker fucking
liquor and sticker.
Yeah. His wicked heart laminates that he made for his shows in front of 18 people or whatever. But he had a big stack of them, and when people saw him walking, they just thought he was part of the crew.
Right.
He just knew how to do it. And good on him for knowing how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's worked for me a few times actually.
Having
laminates, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that at Nautica Stage.
Sure.
Where I was at Nautica Stage and I had some laminates and stuff, and I was walking up to the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And those steel barriers that they just connect together, the metal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm walking up toward the entranceway, and the guard there, he just pulls the gate open and just swings it open, and I just breezed on by him.
You're like, thanks, buddy.
Exactly. It's just too funny.
That is, dude. This is where you and I, one of reason number 10 million why we're so different, because you like that stuff still, and me, I could care less if I ever go backstage again ever. I just don't. I don't like doing it.
Well, there's nothing going on there.
There's nothing. It's so boring.
It is. It really is boring. There really is nothing happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you hear the stories, from decades ago.
Sure.
But it's not like that. It hasn't been that way in forever.
Yeah, I mean, I've told this story. I don't know if I've told it here, but I've told it places. Last time I saw Jeff Tate live, it was me, John, and my friend Scotty, and we went down to the show to see Tate, and it was put on by Randy Earhart, who we know,
right?
We know, and he's a good friend, and he treated me with the VIP treatment, reserved seats, and laminates and backstage access and everything. We got to the end of the show. We only had 2 backstage passes for the 3 of us. I was like, here, take these. I don't give a shit. I do not need to go backstage and take a picture with Jeff Tate. I will stand here and hit on Jeff Tate's daughter.
Right.
And that's what I did. I stood there. His daughter was working the t-shirts booth or whatever. Yeah. And nobody was around because everybody either left or was doing the meet and greet. And I just was like, hey, baby, what's going on?
What's up?
What's up, you hot piece of ass, you?
What didn't she ask you, or aren't you the guy who wrote something or other about my dad or something?
I asked about her mom.
Oh, her mom.
Because we did all the things about the real Susan Tate.
Yeah. She knew about that, and she asked,
yep.
Aren't you the guys that do that?
Yep.
Yeah. I remember you were talking to her, and somehow she recognized your name or something.
Yeah.
And then just it kind of dawned on her who you might be.
Yep, that was an uncomfortable moment.
That was pretty good. Well, that kind of reminds me of when I was with Dawkin and they were playing with Vixen.
Sure.
And Jan Keeneman approached me, and she goes, aren't you partners with that Chris Akin, And I go, yeah, he's my radio partner. And she goes, well, I just want to tell you take a message back to him because I think his review of our what Let's Play or Come Out
Live and Learn.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was so unfair, and these girls worked really hard, and we worked our asses off on that album, and to give it just a one star or 1% or whatever it is, whatever your rating system was.
I gave her 1 out of 100.
Yeah.
I mean, I hammered it.
I know. And she gave me an earful, I mean, she wasn't mean to me personally, but she was just very, pretty upset about it. And
she didn't like me much.
Well, she had a message for me to bring back to you. That's all I could tell you about that.
It's the Motley Crue album that shocked the world. 1994's self-titled release with its brand new sound and brand new voice in John Corabi. Fans were divided, critics were stunned, and the label pulled the plug. But for some, including rock critic Chris Akin, it was a game changer. In his latest book, Chris Akin takes you on a journey through this polarizing album, sharing his personal experiences and the impact it had on the rock scene. Love it or hate it, you can't ignore it. Get your copy now at chrisakin.net or on Amazon.
And, nice enough girls. I got to know Jan, before she passed away. And obviously we, quote unquote, we ambushed her on this show, and that's another piece of history that, will never be forgotten.
Oh, yeah. Too funny, though.
But yeah, she, I was just kind of hanging out there and chatting with her. And then she just goes, aren't you?
Why didn't you just say no? You just say, I don't know who you're talking about.
I wasn't ashamed of it. I wasn't trying to hide anything. It's just like, yeah, that's my partner. Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not gonna sit there and cower from, what it is that we do.
Sure.
Don't care.
Yeah. And look, whatever. I appreciate that she didn't like that review, but I was 100% correct in that review too. Notice you've never seen anybody ever, hey, why don't you play that again? We've never, in the 15 years or whatever since that album came out, we've never had a request for anything from that record.
Well, when you think about the band Vixen, much like any one of these B-level, C-level tier bands that ended up with 1 million different members over the years.
Yeah.
It was just kind of funny because even though they regrouped with their most popular lineup there for a short time until Janet Gardner left, and of course Jan Keeneman passed away.
Right.
And then Roxy took over and she had her own lineup, and then she had Lorraine Lewis in there, and had that, what's her name? Something Dynamite, or what's the chick's name? The guitar.
Britt Lightning.
Mm-hmm. And just all these different lineups. And of course, Jan Keeneman had her whole lineup, which didn't include any of the other original members at all, which recorded that Live and Learn CD.
Right.
So I mean, what makes a band aside from the name,
Yeah, the license holder. And
I guess, because I mean, Roxy currently has the name, and she's out there touring as Vixen with her other 3 girls, that have nothing to do with the band.
Nothing at all.
And then having a legacy, singer in the same era, the Lorraine Lewis in there for a while, that kind of melding forces between Femme Fatale and obviously Vixen.
Sure.
But it's all in the name. Whoever has that name, that's all that matters. Oh, yeah, I remember that picture.
Yeah. There's Jeff Tate's daughter.
Yeah, look at that.
I knew I had it. I just couldn't find it quickly.
Yeah, she looks damn impressed.
Yeah, she's like, whatever, dude. She's like, who's this fat fucking idiot that's bugging me?
Look at you, all smiles. Look at that.
I was happy. I was having a good time.
Of course.
I was having a great time. Just me and her hanging out, shooting the shit. We actually did have a fun conversation, just telling jokes and being silly.
Where was that? Tangiers?
No, that was at the old Spinmore Records. What's that place called? The Kent Stage.
Oh, the Kent Stage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's where you saw Stephen Piercy too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same place.
And your Blue Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Sky
Riders. Sky Riders. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that place still going?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they haven't had a bunch of good shows there lately. It's all kind of like, here's the triangle player from Kansas or whatever lately. Here's the third drummer from Uriah Heep. It's like nobody of note. Look at everybody in here. Oh, Chris shaved for her. I really didn't.
He was just going through one of his clean shaven phases at the time.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that clean shaved? It's just not as long as this, I guess. It's before it all started going completely gray.
How long ago was that?
That is, this can't be right. 2017? That can't be right. Can it?
I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, that might be right.
It
so
might
almost
be
10
right,
years ago.
Yeah, because Piercy's Smash album came out in 15.
Yeah.
And he played it, and I know those shows were pretty close in proximity to each other.
Yeah, that might have been 17. It was a good show. I know that. It was a good acoustic show. And it was worth going, but I don't know. Just when it came time to actually going and telling Jeff Tate how great he is, I was like, I'll just sit here and hang with the daughter. That sounds more Chris Akin to me than Jeff. You're the best.
You're the greatest.
You're Operation Mindcrime. Woo!
That's too funny.
That is funny, but anyway, there's that.
It's the album that changed everything. Metallica's Black Album. In Cause and Effect, Metallica, author Chris Akin takes you back to the lead-up, the release, and the shockwaves that followed. Relive the moment that divided fans, reshaped heavy metal, and turned commercial radio on its ear. With insider stories and personal memories from rock critic and radio personality Chris Akin, this book is a backstage pass to one of rock's most iconic moments. Get your copy now at chrisakin.net or on Amazon. Don't miss out on this epic journey through heavy metal history.